Hi guys, so you're welcome back to the channel. My name is Damilola Adeleke. So I'm going to be getting into the practicals of how to run your Facebook ads. In the previous video, we looked at the overview of Facebook ads and we saw the different objective and different things we can do with Facebook ads. So now we're going to get into the practicals. Now the interface you see here is actually called the Facebook Ads Manager. And you can get to this by going to business.facebook.com/ads manager. This should open up a page like this for you. All right, so now when you're on this page, you basically can actually create your ads. You can do quite a number of things from here, and you can also monitor your ads. As your ads begins to run, and you can do quite a number of things from there. So we're just going to take a simple example, so we'll see how things are done. All right, so to get started, first thing, remember in the previous video, we spoke about different levels of campaign or different campaign levels with Facebook. We said we have the campaign level, we have the ad set level, and we have the ads level. So that's basically what you have here. So the next thing is to define your objective. What is the objective of the campaign? What exactly do you want to achieve with this campaign? So to do that, you click on the create button here with the green with the plus icon button here. You click on it, create, and it's going to load up the different objectives that are available. And I spoke about the fact that we have our 6 objectives now on Facebook Ads Manager: the awareness, traffic, engagement, leads, app promotions, and sale. By just hovering over each of them, you can see by the side here what they do. So for awareness, it shows your ads to people who are most likely to remember them. So you can optimize for reach, for brand awareness, for views, store location awareness, and likes. So for traffic as well, if you're sending to a particular website, then you can use this for engagement, for leads, app promotions, and sales. So each of them have the different things they achieve for you. But for the sake of this class, I'm just going to pick just take the first one. We're going to look at awareness. So you click on awareness, right? I haven't done that. The next thing to do is to click on continue. So when you click on continue, then it's going to open up this page for you. So you can see on the left side, you have the new awareness campaign, which is the name of the campaign, new awareness ad set, which is the name of the ad sets, and new awareness ad, which is the name of the ad. This is the levels, the 3 levels we spoke about. So all you need to do firstly is to name the different levels. So just for easy reference, now these names are not going to be shown to your audience, but the naming is just for you to know what the campaign is for and how you decide to segment your ad sets, just for easy remembrance and to know what exactly you're doing and how to move on from there. So at this point, I'm just going to call the name of my campaign. I can just call it test awareness campaign. So depending on what campaign you're trying to run, preferably I'd like to use the name of the brand and the objective by the side. So I can do, say, for instance, if I'm running the campaign for, say for a training firm, Dawib Associates, I'll just use Dawib Associates, which is the company name, and I'll put a hyphen, then awareness campaign. So what I mean is, so for instance, this is the name of the company, Dawib Associates. So that's the name. Then I can now put a hyphen, then the objective of the campaign, right? Then I just put it like that. So that's how I name. Well, there are different ways you can name depending on which one works best for you. All right, so I haven't done that. So the next thing we have is the special ad categories. Now this section is not usually compulsory for if you're doing some generic kind of ads, but for some specific kind of ads, it's only when you have to use this. So if you're running ads around credit, for loans, for long-term financing, or for employment, or for housing, or for social issues, politics, that is when you would have to tick any of this. But if your campaign is not relating to any of this, then you're good to go. You don't have to choose this. All right, so done that. So the next thing we'll do here, you have the A/B testing, we have the advantage campaign budget optimization. So we're going to talk about this in some other videos. This is just an overview. I'm going to explain this further, how to do your A/B testing and what advantage campaign budget means. This is also what is known as campaign budget optimization. But we'll look at this in further videos. All right, so I'll go next. So now I have to put in the name of my ad sets. So depending on how I decide to group my ad sets. So at the ad set level is where you do your targeting. So you can decide to have several ad sets that is being grouped. So you could decide, okay, I want to have an ad set that is targeted to people, say in Lagos, another ad set targeted to people maybe somewhere else. So depending on your the pattern with which you want to group your ad sets, then you can name that asset like that. You can even decide to name asset by audience type, maybe certain kind of audiences. You can do custom audience, you can do core audience, you can do lookalike audience. So depending on how the kind of name you want or the kind of way you want to group your ad set, that will determine how you name it. So I'll basically just call this ad set for now ad set 1, right? So I can always come back to change the name anyway. So here is where you now choose the Facebook page you are trying to promote. So I'm just going to leave it at making it real. For now, just select the page that is associated to the ads you want to promote now. All right, so here is where you have our budget and schedule. So this is where you set up the budget you want to spend for your campaign. So now, at this point, we have two kinds of budgets. We have the daily budget and we have the lifetime budget. So for daily budget, basically, whatever amount you set here will be the amount that will be spent on the average per day, right? That is the amount that will be spent per day for you. So, and for if you do lifetime budget, so lifetime budget will now mean that the total amount you want to spend within a specific period of time. So let's say the entire money I want to spend for this campaign is say 100K. So all I just need to do is to put in 100K, right? 100,000. So the moment I've done that, I also now need to schedule the date. So when is the start and the end date? So the start and end date is very, very vital if you're doing a lifetime budget, right? So you have to decide, okay, what time am I starting the ad and what time am I ending the ad? So what Facebook would do is that it will spend this your 100,000 naira that you have specified within that period of time. So which means on certain days it will spend, if it gets more opportunities for you to get better results, it's going to spend more money at that point, and other days it will spend lesser. But one thing that you are guaranteed of is within the dates you have chosen, it's not going to spend more than 100,000 naira. But if you are doing daily budget, now, you don't necessarily have to set the end date, it's optional, but you can as well. You should just, and it's advised that you should, because you don't want to forget that your campaign is still running. So you just have to set that as well. So you can do that to set a certain amount you want to spend on a daily basis. So I don't want to spend more than 3,000 on a daily basis. So I do my start dates and I can also choose my end dates. So I haven't done that. Then we're good. So you observe that at this point it says that the start date is in the past, because as at the time of this recording, this is past this time. So all I just need to do is I can just choose a further date. So I'll just do this. Just okay. All right. So having done that, you can go next. So now we're going to look at audience targeting. So here basically is where you set up your audience. So we have the different audiences. We have the core audience, we have the custom audience, and we have the lookalike audience, which you can see here. So but for this overview video, I'm just going to focus on the core audiences. So the core audiences basically talks about the location, which you can edit, talks about the age, the gender, and also the detailed targeting, which you will have to talk about interests and the likes. So for locations, you just have to put in your locations, the locations you want to target. So I'm going to do Lagos. I can just do Lagos and Abuja. So put that there. So I haven't done that. I've set the cities or the states I want to target. Then I can also now target the age range where my target audience, what is their age range? Say they're between 25 and say, let's say like 50. All right, so I put that there. Then one thing you observe is as you are setting up the locations, the age, and the genders and the targeting, always look at this side, the right side, top right side of the ads manager. You'll see that there's an estimated audience size, right, which is saying that it's between 5.2 and 6.1. So based on this detailed targeting that we've done so far, this is what the audience size that we have. But again, you can't stop at this point because you still need to tell Facebook what the people you're trying to reach are interested in, because this is still very broad. So all we need to do now is to put in some interest targeting. So now your interest targeting will put based on the kind of people you're trying to reach. What are they into? What do they do? What are the things they like or dislike? So you can easily just either type in one or two things here, or you just come here to browse. You can see demographic, you can check their education level. So if you are trying to target people in a particular field of study in a school, or undergraduates, you can check their financials, you can check their interests, and quite a number of things you can explore here. So you can just look at all of these, then pick the one that your audiences belong to. So I'm just going to type one, so I can say maybe my audience are interested in digital marketing, for example. So I'll put that there. You can see now it's going to bring out quite a number of things for you to see. So I'll choose this digital marketing. So observe that my audience size has dropped to 1.5 to 1.8 from about 5.2 we saw earlier. So that's digital marketing. So I can put in another interest, but as much as possible, try not to make your audience to be too narrow, because if it's too narrow, you're not going to, Facebook is not going to be able to, the algorithm will not be able to play around enough data to look for people who can take actions with your ads. So just try to make it as not too broad and not too narrow, right? So we can look at, okay, you can see the moment I've fixed in the first one. Now by clicking on suggestions, I can now see other things that are related to, right, what I have selected. So I'm just going to pick a few from here: social media marketing, lead generation marketing, and you can see that it has, our audience size has also increased. So I'm just going to pick these few ones, 2.3 to 2.7. So you can see now we are making progress, right? So we can go down. So we can also still narrow down, and we can also exclude certain audiences. All right, so the next part we have here is the placement. So for placement, we have different kinds of placement, which we also explained before in the previous video. You have the advantage placement, which is the automatic placement. So your ads are shown automatically to all Facebook's placement. Then you also have the manual. Manual will show you different platforms that your ads can be displayed on. So you can decide, okay, I don't want my ads to be shown on audience network. I just want it to show on Instagram. If that is what I want to achieve, then I'll have to uncheck every other thing and leave only Instagram checked, right? You can see that the audience size has also dropped. So you can do this if that is what you want. But if you want it to show on all platforms, then it's just advised you choose advantage plus placement. All right, so I haven't done this. The next thing will now be to create your ad itself. So I'll just click on the next button. So here again is where you choose, you give your ad a name, right? Give your ad a name. I'll just call it ad one for now. Then you have the option of choosing your page, right? Your Facebook page, and also the Instagram page connected to that Facebook page. So this must have been done before now. So with this, okay, I think I'll just pick another page so that I can use one that has an Instagram page. You can see now, so because I've chosen my own personal page and I've chosen, it's automatically showed the Instagram page connected to my Facebook page. So you can see that, which is good to go. All right, so here I can now begin to create my ad. So I can either create an ad, or I can use existing ad, or use Creative Hub Mockup. So existing post will be me using a post that is already on my page, right? Okay, so I'm just going to let's just create a fresh ad. So what we need to do here is to click on single or carousel or collection, depending on the kind of ads that we want to create. So I'll just leave it as single for now. So here is where you will now pick the creative you want to use, right? So click on add media, then you click on add image, right? So when you're done with that, it will ask you to pick any image within your account, or you can just upload a new image, right? So I'm just going to pick one image. Just going to pick this one, for example. So it shows me how it's going to look on feeds, on stories, and on search, right? Click on done. Then as soon as I've done that, here is where I now put in my primary text. So my primary text will be what will be displayed here, like you can see here, right? That's like a copy of what the ad is about, right? So having done that, you are almost good to you're good. Yeah, so this is like how to create your ads on the basic level. So I'm going to be drilling down into some more details in subsequent videos, just to help you see some very important details you now begin to look at as you proceed in creating your ads. But again, this is basically how to set up an ad on the very basic level, and you're still good to go with this. So first, don't forget, create your campaign, create your ad set. So your ad set is where you do most of the work in terms of targeting and setting up your budget and targeting the right audience, because when you get the targeting wrong, then you will not actually achieve your desired KPIs. So I believe you enjoyed this video. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share with friends and colleagues. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.